back to my channel. So this is part 5. Has anyone heard of the left-right game? So let's get right into it. Hi guys, it's been a long week, but I finally got into my computer to post the next vlog. I've been working overtime to afford both London Rare and Christmas presents. Hasn't been fun. Anyway, I can't say much more since this vlog is one of the longer ones. I'll try and get to the next one up a little sooner. Thanks for all your help. The left-right game. Draft 1, 11/2/2017. The next morning, everything's the same. It's strange. We're usually so blind to the constant consistency of our everyday lives, only really taking notice when something changes. Yet, as I stir a spiral of honey into my oatmeal, I glance around the group. It is a notable lack of change that truly stands out. Since the previous evening, the atmosphere surrounding the convoy of each member doesn't seem to have altered in the slightest. The night has fallen short in its role as a grand mirrored, following departed in the last future and bringing with it neither perspective nor closure. As if its yesterday has spilled, like toppled brush pot, into the next morning, coloring everything with the same temperatures, fears, and visions. Life and Eve sit facing each other, their legs crossed on plastic ground sheets, neither saying very much. About for vastly different reasons. Life is preoccupied by her own smoldering indentation, whereas Eve looks overcome with a stubble but persuasive dread. Neither have taken food from Rob's stove, a decision I suspect Life made for both of them. Apollo. Bonnie and Clyde are across from me. Apollo is making conversation, attempting to receive his usual good humor. Bonnie and Clyde help him out, laughing at his jokes and smiling along with his story. Bluejay hadn't stepped out of her car all morning, eating her own rations and maintaining a welcome distance for the rest of the group. Her eyes meet mine as I look her way, and I'm treated to a sharp, serotonin dismal. And Rob is attending to the practice of the road, serving breakfast and topping up the regular from one of the hokey jerry cans. It's clear the routine is comforting to him. I can easily imagine this is how he deals with a great many problems. Compartmentalizing, recasting himself as a blunt instrument engaged in a set of necessary processes. He's made himself too busy for grief, and will likely remain so until the feeling fades. As copying mechanisms go, it isn't remotely healthy. I should know. I'm doing pretty much the exact same thing. A.S. Clyde, can I get a few words? Clyde looks up from his food a little surprised. Clyde, you want me? A.S. Yeah, if that's not too much trouble. Clyde, oh, no trouble at all. You want to do it now? I'm not too hungry. A.S. No, me neither. That would be great, thank you. Would you mind if we moved away from the stove? Clyde nods keenly. Putting my bowl to one side, I take Clyde to the edge of the apple grove. Nobody looks after us. Clyde, how are you holding up, Bristol? A.S. Getting there. How about you? Clyde, I'm getting by. A.S. So, can I ask why you chose Bonnie and Clyde as your call signals? Clyde, we came up with it pretty easy. We used to play Outlaws when we were kids. One time Bonnie stuck up a bank. A.S. Really? Clyde, well, no, it was an ice cream parlor, but Bonnie was pretending like it was a bank, and then she ran in holding her hand like a gun, told Mr. Guilford it was a stick-up. A.S. Wow, that doesn't seem like her. Clyde, oh no, she was a wild child, always living in a story. Anyways, we got free Sundays and a new nickname in town after that. When Rob told us about the call sites, it was the first thing we thought of. A.S. It's a good choice. I paused, letting the previous subject fade before launching into the next one. All things considered, this might be the last time me and Clyde are on such casual speaking terms. A.S. Molly told me she talked to the hitchhiker. Clyde's disposition shifts. There's a sudden alertness that wasn't there before, rushing to his form in immediate response to my words in the following silence at the center of his wide-eyed stare. And an educated guess suddenly becomes much more. Clyde, when did she tell you? A.S. I'm sorry, Clyde. She didn't. You just did. I can almost the stone fall in Clyde's throat, the deep burning embarrassment and hurt that comes from being deceived, from all secret you held getting out into the world. I don't feel exceptional either, lying to Clyde, bringing him away from Bonnie under the guise of an interview, beyond the personal adorned. It also files in the face of everything I've tried to be as a journalist. Clyde can't bring himself to talk, so I press forward. A.S. I think it might be best for you to call Bonnie over here. Nodding vaguely, Clyde wordlessly shovels back to Bonnie, whispering in her ear. She puts a hand on his shoulder and helps herself up. Whatever he's told her, she doesn't seem angry as she joins us beneath the shade of the apple trees. Bonnie. I didn't want to cause any trouble. And Clyde's been looking forward to this trip for so long. I didn't want us to turn back. I'm sorry. A.S. What happened, Bonnie? Bonnie. I just said 2 words. I wasn't talking to him. I was doing what Rob said. But then I just said bless you. That was all. It was. A.S. That's it? Bonnie. Well, he thanked me and then he was just so easy to talk to. And I thought, well, I've already talked to him. Well, a few more words to you. Clyde. She hardly said anything else. A.S. What about him? Did he say anything? Bonnie starts to smile. The same way she did last night. A dreamy, enthused expression glowing with resentment joy. Bonnie. He told me about this wonderful place. Was it wonderful, Martin? Clyde. Bonnie. Bonnie. Just a few houses by the sea, but he made it sound so nice. Clyde. Bonnie, please. Bonnie. What's wrong? I can talk about it, right? I look back at Bob. His wrists are firmly pressed together, his facial muscles tight. He's holding something back. Slips through betrays a pignant dismay. Clyde. It's all you talk about, Bonnie. You mentioned it a few times after, and said jumped like you ain't stopped. A.S. Are you guys talking about Wintry Bay? Clyde grimaces and Bonnie grins when they hear the name. A.S. Bonnie. Are we heading there? Bonnie. The hitchhiker said it's on our way. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I can't say I feel the same. And it's safe to say Clyde agrees with me. Before now, I'd only heard Bonnie mention Wintry Bay on 2 occasions, but it sounds like she's talked about it a whole lot more. I sympathize with Clyde for what he's had to deal with. However, the gross irresponsibility of his actions aren't lost to me either. A.S. Does Rob know? Clyde. I didn't want to. A.S. You didn't want to trouble him, or you just didn't want him to turn you around? Bonnie. I'm all right, really. A.S. Well, either way, you need to tell Rob before we hit the road. Clyde shuffles uncomfortably. A.S. I'm not going to do it for you, but too much has happened on this trip already. Ace this place is dangerous, okay? There's no place for any more lies. I hope that Clyde doesn't see the irony, given that the routed deceived him in the past 5 minutes. He nods, takes Bonnie's hand, and walks slowly towards the regular. Rob is holding the last of the fold-up chairs into the back of the car. The conversation doesn't last long, but by the end of it, Rob resets his hands on Bonnie's shoulder and sends them on their way. He doesn't look mad. Perhaps he just has other things on his mind. That's the second thing I've done today that's inherently non-journalistic. I was supposed to be on the fly on the wall for this story, a passenger, recording events with objective detachment, without my own influences seeping into the proceedings. In many ways, I wish I still was. But the stakes are higher now. And those secrets make for a good editorial. They also potentially damage the safety of the group. Following the incident with Ace, I'm slightly less concerned with an unbiased story than I am with getting home to tell it. Rob looks like he's about to make his morning address. The group wanders over, some more reluctantly than others, and gathers around the regular. Rob, first things I want to say, well, tempers got more heated last night, and I'm sorry for my part in all that. I want to thank you for coming with me this far, and if you want to turn back, well, that's just fine. The group stays quiet. Rob, if you aren't headed back, I'd say you travel one by one. Be sure to stay on the radios. Retrace the route and follow all the rules that applied when you were getting here. Now, I could get a show of hands. Who wants to keep going on the road? I observe my compatriots closely. The Defiants will be Bonnie and Clyde, who have already implied that they want to continue, and also Blue Jay, who feels she has nothing to worry about from the road. Apollo is in the wind, and like that Eve are probably a split vote. All in all, this could be the moment our convoy splits in half. Blue Jay throws her hand up lazily. Bonnie and Clyde predictably raise theirs. Apollo raises his a few moments later. Apollo, hey, I've come this far. That leaves Lythe and Eve. After sharing a brief glance with her friend, Lythe raises her hands and Eve follows suit. A belt with an air of trepidation. I'm surprised that no one's turning back after everything that happened yesterday, but it's clear everyone has their own reasons, and I'm just glad I don't have to say goodbye to anyone. I set about trying to define everyone's motives for continuing on the road, but I quickly stopped when I realized everyone's looking at me. Yes. Oh, sorry, yeah, I'm going that way. I gestured to the road ahead and raised my hand reluctantly. Rob, well, okay. I guess that's everyone then. We got a fair way to travel today, but there ain't much to see. Just follow the rules and take things as they come, I guess. As we pull out, I start to feel a little restless. The sedentary nature of the travel is beginning to take its toll. I'm starting to feel over-familiar with the regular's passenger seat. I'm glad that I got a chance to stretch my legs last night. Rolling Eastland cornfields span the roadside for the next 5 hours. Turns are few and far between, but Rob's attention never wavers. I only managed to grasp his attention briefly. Yes, aren't you supposed to have poor fuel economy? Rob, they ain't the best. That's why I always bring gas along. Yes, it's just the fuel gauge hasn't hardly moved since we left this morning. Rob, huh? You noticed that, huh? I was wondering if you were gonna. Yes. Why, what have you done to it? Rob, none. It's the road. It makes fuel burn slower. Yes, seriously? Rob, it's just that either. You finished your food this morning? Yes. No, why? Rob, hardly anyone did. Except Apollo. The more you go, the less you need to keep going. Yes. Okay, wait. You said the road pushes against you. Rob, yep. Yes. But now you're making it sound like it's helping us along. Rob, yep. Yes. So it's hostile, almost instinctively helping us. That sounds odd to me. Rob, sounds like life to me. Your reasons to stop, reasons to keep going. I suppose that makes sense. Despite his well-documented obsession with the streets on the road, Rob seems to have a strange Lazarus filter altitude to this internal logic. It's like the road doesn't need to make perfect sense to him, or at least he doesn't expect it to yet. As the fresh, real air drifts in through the windows, I lose myself in hypnotic endless of the passing fields. I wonder how many eyes have seen these vistas. I wonder where we are, not geographically, but in a grander sense. Are we still in the world as I know it? Are we beyond it, below it? Or have we just slipped through the cracks into some intermediate domain? Rob slows the car down to a crawl. Precautious, he takes before most corners. My eyes wander gently back into the regular, finally resting on the rear view. There's something behind us. A humanoid figure, shrouded in the soft focus of considerable distance. It staggers quickly towards the convoy, unsure of it on its own feet. Yes. Rob, what is that? Rob follows my gaze to the rear view mirror. His brow furrows. Rob, some do. Rob grabs his receiver. Before he can make any announcement, the speaker sputters with stagnant, followed by Eve's frantic voice. Eve, guys, there's something behind us. Guys, there's something coming after us. Blue Jay, can you see it? Blue Jay doesn't answer. I know she considers it worth her time. A squealing panic rings out over the radio as Eve calls again. Eve, it's from Jumpling. Guys, guys! Rob, stay calm, everyone. Let's pick up the pace a little. Rob lets his foot rest heavier on the gas. The regular gently accelerates, with the rest of the convoy eagerly marching our speed. Apollo, who is that, Rob? Rob, I ain't so sure, but we're gonna got a turn coming up. Let's just get ourselves off the road, see if he follows. The figure continues to stumble towards us, its arm dangling crooked in the air, and it seems into sharper focus. I can just make out that there's something wrong with its face. Eve, guys, speed up, please, please. Life, calm down. Eve, it's coming for us. I can't sympathize with Eve's panic. I've had the luxury of traveling at the head of the convoy, as it was the first across when the godforsaken pine was dropped across the road. Eve is now second to last, relying on 3 other cars to make their escape before she could follow. Ace had to wait for the rest of us. It cost him everything. Now, even life are 1 car closer to being where he was. Eve, its face. Oh my God, guys, please. Blue Jay, Jesus, shut up. Paulo, hey, that's not helping. Rob, it's moving pretty fast. Rob, we stay the course. It ain't caught up yet. Just Eve. Oh God, oh God, oh God! Rob's warnings are cut short by the screeching of tires. Eve swerves out of the convoy's neat single-file line and onto the empty stretch of road behind us. The car's accelerators pass Bonnie and Clyde, past Apollo. I get a brief glimpse of Eve and Lythe as our windows align. Lythe is yelling at Eve, trying to get her to calm down. Eve is screaming into the air, the puppet of her own frantic terror. The car shoots past us and down along the road ahead. Rob swerves and picks up the radio. The figure continues to lurch towards us. Rob, bury him into Eve and Lythe. Stop the car right now. Lythe, Eve, slow down. Rob, Eve, God damn it, you're gonna. I stare through the windshield as the car stops. Not a slow, grinding deceleration, but an unequivocal immediate halt. Their bodies thrown forward against the safety glass, and their cars become utterly motionless. A.S. Rob, what's happening? Rob, I told him to be careful. A.S. What? I no longer need an answer. I realize it's right in front of me. As you to the side of the road, a brief gap of endless rows of golden cord. They only wider than the regular itself. A dirt crack leads off the left. About 10 meters ahead of us, about 15 meters behind Lythe and Eve. I now understand why Rob was being so careful and why Eve should have been as well. They missed the next turn. Rob, bury me in all cars. I found the turn. Let's make it quick. Eve and Lythe, you stay in the car. I'm coming back to get you both. Rob flicks out his turn signals, preparing the group for a sharp left corner. It slams his foot onto the accelerator. Lythe and Eve disappear behind the wall of court as he pulls down the dirt track. Rob keeps driving until enough space is left for the rest of the group. Once they're all saved and pulled in, Rob climbs into the back of the car, grabs the rest tool, and jumps into the path. I quickly climb out and follow behind him. When we arrive on the main road, the figure has covered a considerable distance, finally drawing near enough for me to see what's wrong with its face. At a certain point midway across the crown of its head, running in a straight line down past its cheeks and under the jaw, the head simply stops. It's like the foremost section of its skull has been sliced cleanly off, and it's bent inwards. Its entire face concave is shrouded completely in deep shadow, a ghastly organic hood that seems deeper than physics should allow. That isn't all that's wrong with the picture, however. The man's outstretched arms are bent in several places. Dark purple convulsions blossom at every unnatural joint, as if his arms had been broken multiple times. His legs is also built to one side, the reason for the irregular walk that still carries him towards us. Rob's look has shaken and has raised the rifle to his shoulder, bidding the figure turn around. The man ignores Rob's demand, continues its march. Even when the bullet hits it square in the chest, the figure hardly slows down, or forces to jump out of the way as it continues down the road, even life cowering in their locked cars as it approaches. Fear shifts into confusion as the creature passes them by and continues down the road, as if it doesn't even know we're here. Rob breathes a sigh of relief, lowering the gun and runs it towards the rest of the convoy. The moment he leaves, my mind notes something particular. It's an utterly bizarre observation, especially considering the main outwardly facets of the retreating creature. There's something familiar about it. Specifically, its fashion sense. The shirt, the dirt-covered jeans, they're all similarly the ones found on the brown leather duffel bag, resting atop the block of C4. reaching into my pocket, pulling out my phone, I scrolled through my list of contacts. As a man heaves himself down on the road, I call a second number I discovered last night. The one that did the Dakota's received call list. The number that likely belonged to whoever created the bomb and whoever was driving that car that day. After a few moments, a ringtone disrupts from the creature's silent walk. I end the call, realizing how reckless I've been, and praying that the strange figure doesn't see my action as an excuse to turn around. I'm lucky. This time at least. The dial tone cuts out and the figure continues to stumble away towards the horizon. The next thing I hear is a scream. Scanning its source, I see Eve, her door open with one foot on the door. She practically pulling at her leg, seemingly unable to lift it for the tarmac. A.S. Eve, what's wrong? With shaking fingers, Eve clumsily unties her shoelaces and lifts her legs back out of the car. Her root stays in place, and it's possible to make out a slight elasticity to the road below it. An impression in the tarmac around its base. Slowly and steadily, the sole of her boot disappears into the road. Eve watches the dark tarmac slowly sucks the boot down, enveloping the heel and dragging it beneath the surface. The thought comes to Eve at the same moment it does to me. We both fix our eyes on the back of the car, where the same soft indent is gradually developing around the tires. Eve's terrified scream is drowned out by the blare of revving engines. I jump out of the way as the rest of the convoy reverses out of the corner, and I jump back to the main road. Blue Jay, Bonnie, and Clyde, Apollo, and finally Rob park themselves chaotically around me. Rob jumps out and approaches. Rob, they ain't pulled back yet. As soon as he asks the questions, he sees a sight before him. Only the neck of Eve's boot remains above the ground, sinking ever farther into the tarmac. The road gradually but variously churns at the car's tires, consuming the rubber and swallowing the lowest edge of the wheel cover. In the midst of such an impossible sight, all I can say to Rob is, A.S., they're trying. Like that, Eve hit the gas hard. The engine growls at the road and furiously attempts to reverse, but uncoverably creaking and groaning to the sheer mechanical strength. The wheels themselves, however, don't rotate an inch. The tires belong to the road now. They're taken by the analogical forces, continue to drag them into the earth. The engine chokes, defeating, and I can see Eve screaming as her fist into the roadway. Calmly continues it works. Rob, God damn it, we can't reach him. Tell him to get on top of their car. Apollo, what's happening, Rob? Rob, Bristol, tell him to get on the roof. Rob marches off to the regular. It says the convoy gather on the road, just in the line with the left turn, where they assume it's safe to stand. Everyone, saving for Blue Jay, looks in anxious silence. A.S. Eve, Live, get on top of your car, okay? Guys! Eve, we're sinking! Oh fuck, we're sinking! A.S. Eve, I'm trying to help you. Rob's working on something, but you need to climb onto the roof of your car. Don't think about anything else. Open the door, widen out your window, use it as a foothold. Eve is still with worry. Life doesn't hesitate. She places one hand on the rubber of her rim open door, and on the base of the open window, and her free palm hand down on the car's roof. The door rocks on its hinges as she pulls her way onto it. In one strong motion, she pulls herself backwards until she's sitting on top of the car. The tarmac is swallowing its way. The car lowers chassis. Eve stares, transfixed by the road, as she pulls her ever closely towards it. Like, Sarah, look at me! Lyth is crouching on the car's roof, her head reaching down to Eve, her friend's voice saving on the only thing that can break Eve's fearful communion with the waiting abyss. She turns around, Lyth's hand a few inches from her face. Lyth, get up here! Her eyes brimming with tears, fought back by rapid shallow breaths. Eve grabs Lyth's hand. Lyth gets a solid handhold around the lid of her own doorway and heaves Eve up onto the roof of the car. Eve shrieks a little as the door swings, pulling all of her trust into Lyth's grip. She joins her friends on the roof as the road consumes the lower edge of the door, spinning inside the car cabin like magma. Rob, God damn it, they're too far away. Rob has turned for the regular, rapidly uncoiling a brand of long, light blue climber's rope. I could see it resisting on the back of the car during the trip, never once thinking that I'd ever be able to use it. Rob threads one end of the rope to the cavator and secures it in place with a tight knot. He holds it to his side as he shouts to Lyth and Eve. Rob, okay, listen. We only got one shot at this. I'm going to throw you the hook, and you're gonna catch it and yank it taut, okay? Then you can hook it onto something and climb your way over. Don't let it fall, okay? Life looks pale. She nods before clambering to her feet and stepping to the back of the car. Eve watches, her hands wrapping around her legs. Rob, here goes nothing. Rob begins to swing the rope over his head. A large undoubting circle that quickly levels out the weight of the cavitator eases, and the rope into a flat plane. I seem to be shrunk down as the rope passes over my head, swirling faster and faster, gritting his teeth, his face reddening in the towering pressure of the single throat. Robin lets the rope fly. It arcs in the air like a cast fishing line towards Edith's outstretched hands. I watch it pass in front of her, the metal of the carpenter glinting in the sun as it falls. She catches it, grasping the rope in her shaking hands. Despite her victory, I see her face go toward with sudden and striking panic. She holds the rope tight over her head, staring wildly down at the road between us. Following her eyes, a head falls. She caught the rope, but she didn't pull it taut fast enough. Even when Rob continues to hold his above his head, the rope had too much slack when it landed in Life's hands. It's fallen into the sloping arc, the lowest point of which was scraped against the tarmac. It only rests a few precious seconds before Life finds herself unable to pull it free. It sinks into the ground, and the rope starts to push gently against Rob's fingers before he throws it to the ground. Rob, God damn it, okay? If I just got something else, something we can put down. Yes. The empty jerry cans. They could step on them. Rob, too unstable, and we've thrown them. Rob, too unstable, and we'd have to throw them perfectly. Okay. The road has claimed half of the car now, eating up the license plate, and the vehicle sinks lower and lower. Life looks helplessly as we deliver it. Eve cries, her eyes out behind her. Clyde, we could get a ground sheet. Rob, we ain't got one that'll stretch. Yes. Well, what about Apollo? I'm going out there. Apollo's blank statement catches us all by surprise. Turning his direction, I note the direction of a powerful confidence in his manner. Apollo, they aren't going to last much longer. It takes a second before the road to get to you. That's how they got so far ahead before they saw it. I drive out, they jump onto my car, then we climb back. Rob, I ain't got much more rope. Apollo, you got a winch, right? If I drive out with it bunched up on my lap, I can make sure it never goes slack. When they hook it up to my roof bars, then we get the hell out of Dodge. Rob, you got the best car for it, but I should drive out there. Apollo, you need to work the winch. Molly and Clyde can't climb back. He skids over his rational, not for choosing Blue Jay, not wanting to waste time for a forged conclusion. Yes, what about me? I'm lighter. The climb back would be easier. Apollo, but you can't help them when they're jumping over. We're wasting time. No, it's a good idea. Rob takes a moment to consider it, his mind fighting for a better solution. Rob, you better get back here, Apollo. Apollo, don't plan on hanging around there, Rob. Apollo grins before he's switching over to his rover. Rob, wasting no time, runs to the winch, winches it to manual, and unspools a heavy-duty rope. His hands cross over as he drops each new length onto the ground. I turn back to Life. A.S. Did you hear Life? Life is huddled next to Eve, attempting to comfort her as her car's headlight disappeared to the depths of the road. Her head snaps around when I call. Life, what's happening? A.S. Apollo's coming out to you. I have to jump into his car and climb back over, okay? Life. Okay. She hurries back to Eve, grasping her friend's shoulder as she relays the plan. Rob, okay, that'll hold. Rob's climbing down from the hood of the Regular. He's fed the winch cable through the lighting rig, ensuring a good level of clearance on the way out, and more importantly, for the climb back. The rope has already been fed through Apollo's driver's side window. Bonnie and Clyde are helping to throw Apollo's baggage out of the trunk and onto the road behind him. The less he has to lose on his trip, the better. Rob, all set up over here. Apollo, okay, I can see you on the other side, Rob. Apollo slams his foot onto the accelerator. The Range Rover bolts forward, then powers towards the threshold. The engine roars as his rocket passes through the left turn and keeps going on, onto the territory behind, and onto the precious seconds he has. He crosses the distance towards the two terrified girls, the witch rope streams through the window and then suddenly pulls tight. Apollo is thrown forward as the car comes to an unpromising stop, rough at meter distance from Life and Eve. The impact looks brutal. Apollo somehow manages to keep a hold on the rope, and unexplicitly his sense of humor. Apollo, I don't think I got insurance for this. Clumsily, still the feeling of after effects of the sudden stop. Apollo throws open his door and starts to climb out. Apollo, taking the slack, Rob. My attention fixed on Apollo. I hear the mechanic whirl as the winch slicks into life. As Apollo climbs onto his car and pulls up onto the roof, he fixes the hook onto the end of the winch to the one of his roof bars, securing it in place. After a few moments later, the rope is pulled straight. Apollo steps down onto the hood of his car, his arms outstretched to the girls. It's a short jump, but they'll have to make it from a lower elevation, the trunk of the car already sinking into the ground level. Apollo, okay, come on, I got you. We gotta be fast now. Life stands up, helping Eve to her feet, stepping forward into the rapidly disappearing truck. Life, okay. Life yelps as she throws herself forward. Towards Apollo. Her front foot plants itself on the hood of the car, her other leg flailing in the air behind it. Apollo grabs her by the arms and yanks her onto the car, holding her close to him as she gets her bearings and smooths the metal of the hood. She is stable. He lets her crawl off onto the roof, and she immediately looks back to Eve. Apollo, see, Eve, nothing to it. Come on now. Eve faces back, her hands shaking as she contemplates the jump. Fighting against her screaming instincts, Eve squeals. She steps across the trunk and makes the leap across the toe of her shoe, lifting off the car mere seconds after it descends into the murky black pitch of the road. Eve lands on her short destination. One desperate grasp arm makes her contact with Apollo as her legs bang and scrape against the rubber grill, scrambling for any conceivable purchase. Apollo is reached sideways by the force of Eve's landing, thrown off balance by the unexpected application of her whole weight. In the gut-churning moment that follows, Apollo tugs at Eve up to his chest and wraps an arm around her, his center of gravity passing over the edge of the car. The fall takes a lifetime. Wrapped in each other's arms, Eve and Apollo tumble forwards into the patient, ravenous ground. In a split second before he leaves the hood of the car, Apollo uses his last inch of footing to push himself onto a slow turn. The twist continues as they fall until Eve is looking to the road. Apollo to the pale blue sky. With final action, Apollo pushes Eve's waist, holding her arms length. Apollo back thuds into the asphalt as his head smacks abruptly against it. Dazed and concussed, he manages to hold Eve aloft, keeping everything but her feet from joining him on the hard ground. Apollo, get back up! Quickly, get back up! Her face shreds by fear and guilt and sorrow. Eve stares into all's eyes and whimpers, collecting herself and pushes herself off him, ripping at her laces, leaving a shoe and a sock behind as she clambers onto the back of the Range Rover. And every moment she whispers a quivering apology. Apollo, it's okay. It's okay. Go on. It's okay. He repeats those two words over and over until I'm not even sure who he's talking to. The road elastically around him, dragging him down to its depths. Eve looks back to him, her face cringing in misery. Body breathless, her face into Clyde's chest, unable to watch the next few moments unfold. Eve, I'm so sorry. Apollo, it's all right. Just get going, okay? It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt really. Apollo ears sink beneath the road, entering a new world of perfect silence. Apollo sees the end nearing. Apollo, oh God, Rob. I won't play his final moments for your benefit, and ultimately for his. Before he sinks into the road, Apollo asks Rob for him to take his family. He wants Rob to tell them that he loves them. Rob nods, knowing that Apollo won't be able to hear his response. After a few cries of panic despair, Apollo's eyes and mouth are enveloped by the road. His screams are drowned out by the thick, churning asphalt. Eve watches for the rest of his body to sink, while Eve tugs at her sleeve, pulling her towards the roof. Life, come on! We've got to get going, Sarah. We've got to go. Eve, I'm sorry, whispering one last heartfelt apology to the air itself. Eve steps up to the life and then stares at the cable. A.S. Okay, guys, just let yourself down and hang on for the rope and work your way across. Lithe. I got it. You ready? Eve looks to her friend. Eve, I don't know. Lithe. Just watch me, okay? Follow right behind me. The Range Rover's reel have now disappeared. With every passing second, the cable's clearance diminishes, and the angle between the roof and the bar of the regular lightning rays becomes steeper. They need to start moving now, or not at all. Eve looks across the length of the rope. I can't imagine herself kicking it back in protest. Eve, I can't. Like, Sarah, we fucking have to, okay? Follow behind me. Lithe wraps her arms around Eve, hugging her stiff, quivering frame before letting go and crouching onto the rope, slowly working her way under it, her hands clenching the cable, her legs wrapping securely around it. Lithe stares to push herself along the rope, shifting her feet up every few seconds behind her. She fixes her eyes on me as she drags herself onto the halfway mark. Lithe is following. The asphalt swallows the Range Rover's lower chassis. Eve hasn't moved a muscle. The stretch of blank tarmac has behind the bottomless ravine of the Grand Canyon. The idea of hanging herself over it mortifies her. A.S. Sarah! It's not as bad as it looks. Please, come on! Lithe crosses the threshold. Her knuckles are white as she continues to cling to the rope. Rob marches over to her and helps her down to his arms, coaxing her hands free by telling her that she's safe. As soon as she hits the ground again, they give way beneath her, and Elise starts to sink into the ground, crying out, like, Sarah, come on, please! Like, I can't. Lithe, please, Sarah, I need you here. She swallows hard breaths, quaking with anxiety. Eve slowly crouches down and grips the rope, slowly but surely as the Alpha consumes the car license plate, the less than meter below her. Eve lowers herself down and clumsily, in desperation, drags herself along the rope. She's left it late. Her back hangs mirrored just from the hungry ground as she shuffles unevenly towards us, lifting her feet and scraping them up against the rope. Her arms straining as it locks at Eve. I'm not going to make it! Like, you are! Keep going! The Range Rover's windows are now disappearing. Its inside dashboard has been submerged with every yard that Eve's managed to climb. The lowering rope ensures she's staying close to the ground, even over the final few feet. My heart breaks the moment her foot slips. It hangs almost too quickly to register. As Eve instinctually shuffles her feet along the rope, her bare left foot gives way, swinging underneath her, kicking down to the ground. Eve tries to raise it in time before discovering that she can't. Lithe. No, please! Thrown nearly off balance, Eve tries to push herself up. However, with her lower leg seeping into the dark tar, her position can't be maintained. She falls, her body twisting as she falls to the ground. Lithe realizes a terrible shrieking cry. Eve whimpers on the side of her head, rests against the tarmac, her cheeks already submerged. Eve. I'm sorry. Like, no, please don't be sorry. Eve, I love you. I love you, Jen. Like, I love you too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Eve tries to reply, but half her mouth is still shut, encasing her creeping assault. Her short breaths finally melt into one long inhalation, as her nose and mouth are sunk entirely. One remaining eye takes a final, fleeting look at life before vanishing. I look away from what is to still sink. The important things are already gone. Lice collapses to her knees. A screaming of torment and grief expels from her burning lungs. Rob is completely immobile, likely searching for something practical in which to bury himself. Bonnie and Clyde simply look lost as they turn back their backs on the sinking Range Rover. Blue Jay's reaction surprises me. She stares into the tarmac, the smirk ripped from her face. She replaces it by a familiar look of shell shock. She repeatedly mutters something under her breath, something that sounds like, it's not real. She stands in silence for what seems like ages, accompanied by the breeze and lice gradually wadding in ligaments. After she's escorted the immediate torment, her screaming descends into a deadly stillness. Rob makes the first steps to approach her. Rob, I can take you back home if you want to. Like, no. Like wipes her eyes and tears as they continue to fall freely down her cheeks. When she turns around and she looks enraged, like, No, I'm still going. I still want to get to the inn, Rob. You know, I can't tell you where that'll be. Lythe stands up, stares at Rob, and then looks over to Bonnie and Clyde. Lythe, are you guys still going? Do you have a seat free? The siblings look at one another. Bonnie nods. Clyde, you got a place with us if you want it. Lythe, is the door unlocked? Clyde, yeah. Lythe, then what the fuck are we waiting around for? Lythe marches to Clyde's fort and climbs into the back seat. She waits for us impatiently to finish up. Rob, does anyone else want to turn around? Rob looks to me and at Blue Jay. Blue Jay says the deep scored his way before marching off towards our own car. Rob, Bristol? The Range Rover is finally sunk. The road settled back into a hard, corroded surface. It isn't like Rob to offer me a ride home, but I feel overwhelmingly like I should take him up on it. But there are too many questions unanswered, too many unchallenged mysteries weaved into the fabric of this journey. Going back now wouldn't be a return, it would be a retreat. Yes, I'm still going. A few moments later, the three remaining cars rolled down the dirt track, leaving another incomprehensible atrocity behind us. There's a part of me that I can't believe I'm still continuing down this road. A greater part of me is astonished that no one took the opportunity to turn back. As Rob carries me onto the next turn, and the one after that, I realize we all have our reasons. I became obsessed with chasing the truth, as had Blue Jay in her way. Bonnie had her own unsettling motives for carrying on, and Clyde wasn't about to abandon her. Lythe had directed her smothering anger and grief towards the road itself, seeking deliverance as it's in. And Rob, as far as he's concerned, there's only one direction to go. Still, when I think of the sorrows that have already befallen us and the potential for unspeakable ruins that lie ahead, I realize that no one in their right mind will continue down this road. I suppose no one is. Okay, guys, so this is the end of part 5 of Has Anyone Heard of the Left Right game? So there's one more part that'll be coming out next week, which is awesome. Hopefully there'll be a part 7, and if there is, then I will read it. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys soon. Bye.